wasted. Maybe God is more concerned about preparing us.
Amen.
Maybe God is watching it and He's pruning some things out of us. I want Him to say at the end of my life, it's the end of a matter that counts. It's how you finish that counts. It's not how the game starts. You might be down by 15, but it's how the game ends that really matters. And if somebody's wise, they would stop and evaluate and say, hey, what I'm doing is not worth it. What I'm doing isn't working. What I'm doing isn't fulfilling. This isn't the work that God wants me to do. So let's evaluate today. Let's ask God for that work that's most important. Joseph had a dream that he would have his brothers bow to him. He had a dream that he would save the world, and then he's sold as a slave. Dream dies. Then he's lied about, slandered, and thrown in prison as a rapist. Dream dies again. Then he's forgotten about for several years. The dream is super dead now. But then Pharaoh has a dream and he interprets it and he rises to power. And because of all that he was been through, he was humble. He was able. He understood. He appreciated it more.
That's right.
Hey, your work's not wasted, but your attitude needs to get adjusted.
There you go.
David was anointed to be king, and then this crazy king that he submits to tries to kill him 22 times, and he spends 15 years hiding in the wilderness. He had to be developed. He had to be cultivated. It's the end of a matter. What am I trying to tell you? I want you to be encouraged that the things you've been through weren't for nothing. I want you to be encouraged. The work you've done in the past still counts if you've learned, if you can invest in others. And God is a God that, yes, He wants you to be rewarded. But He sure waits a while, doesn't He? When you see those Olympians that get a gold medal, you might think, oh man, they just had to go down that icy track for 42 seconds. No, they had to spend 20 years preparing for that moment of 20 seconds. Do you see how important preparation is? If God gave you your vision and your dream now, you would ruin it. How many people with little addictions, if He give them $1 million, they'd be dead in 2 hours. Maybe God had to work some of that out first. Maybe that's why it didn't work out. That person, you're so enthralled with it and had to go on the distance and you married them and everything going good, you would have seen pretty soon, nah, this was a bad idea. Maybe some of that dysfunction is actually going to turn out for your benefit. And you go, wait a second, He's saving me from something. When you have an angst, when you have a frustration, when something doesn't set right with your soul, you should ask God. And say, God, is this from you? Because God is the God of delayed reward. In Daniel chapter 12, verse 13, on the last day, you will receive an inheritance. In 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 24, some men's deeds are obvious, but others follow after them. In Romans chapter 2, each one will receive what they've done. Maybe when it comes to work, the best verse is Colossians chapter 3, verse 23 and 24. It's talking to those that were enslaved and saying, listen, don't just work for your masters when they're watching you. Whatever you do, do unto the Lord. If you are enslaved to somebody, you might think, all my work is wasted. I don't get the benefits of it. Why would I get excited if it goes well? But the truth is, anything you do, you can turn into a sacrifice for the Lord. You're washing somebody else's car. You say, Lord, I'm washing this car for you. You're vacuuming. You say, Lord, I'm vacuuming for you today. Isn't that the great thing about God? You can turn almost anything into a sacrifice for the Lord when you do your best. You say, Lord, I'm imagining that this is my gift to you, and so I'm going to serve these people because you love these people. I'm going to do whatever I do, I'm going to do with all my heart. That's what Solomon writes. He says, whenever you find your hands to do with all your might. You know this world needs more passionate people. People that will do whatever that's put before them to do with all their heart, with all their soul, with all their mind. And when people say, why do you care so much about this little task, about this little job? You say, well, because I do my work unto the Lord. Because the Lord always watches me. You see, it's for the glory of God. In Luke chapter 1, my soul will say, the Lord be manifested. Many years ago, my parents started a church in upstate New York. I was born, my dad was a pastor.